Stream. I am excited tonight because I received a new game called Dungeon Academy, so that's the one we'll be playing tonight. It's going to be my first playthrough as well, so we can all stumble and fail miserably together. That's the spirit, right? I posted the link to the sheet in case you don't have it, so you can play along. Let me see if I can adjust the camera slightly better. I'm still trying to figure out what the best way is to put everything in one field of vision. I think this will work better. It does. Hi, Lycan. I know at least one more person was gonna play along live. Ah, there we go. There he is. Hi, Bjorn. Alright. Well, you two were the two that's actually let me know in advance that you were gonna be here. Other people might show up. I know some people have been watching the replays. We'll see how that goes. But in this game, we will be playing through a little pretty 3D dungeon that's going to be filled up with dice. Look, if we tilt up the roof, ta-da, there's a dungeon. Tum tum tum. So we are going to try and wander through this dungeon. And you can draw your own pet, and then you're going to try and defeat monsters. Yay! Some monsters will take health if you're just fighting them bluntly. Some will take mana if you're fighting them with magic. And you guys can all start by picking your hero. We're using the solo mode, so feel free to pick the same hero somebody else has picked. I took out one hero that doesn't work in the solo mode. Actually, she might still be in here, but you're not allowed to pick her. But let me show you all of the heroes that we have. This is the one that doesn't work, so let me put her to the side. In a multiplayer game, whomever finishes a round first will be able to get some type of advantage. If you have this character, you actually get bonus gold. And everybody that finishes a level can find some loot in the dungeon. And in a multiplayer game, if you finished first, you would get first pick from the loot. So there's a little bit of time pressure there. And if you finish quicker, you will have better loot, but somebody that plays slower might be able to find a better path and score more points when actually moving through the dungeon. So I think that balances nicely. But these are characters and they have a different amount of maximum health and maximum mana. This guy, for example, is quite weak, but he will score 7 gold, which is your points at the end of the game. So basically he gives you 7 free points. That's pretty neat. But he's weak, so... And there's a whole bunch of other ones. These two say if you defeat a particular type of monster, you get an additional point. These two say if you defeat these monsters, you don't actually have to spend a token. Normally, if you would defeat a blue monster, you would spend some mana, and if you would defeat a red monster, you would spend some health. And obviously, if that runs too low, you can't fight anymore. It does not replenish automatically, but there will be potions in the dungeon that you can use to replenish both health and mana. So that will work. And if something goes to 0, that's okay. But if it was supposed to go below 0, so if you're at 0 health and then you try fighting a monster, if you're at 0 mana and you try fighting a monster, then you would lose that level. And there's only 4 levels in the dungeon, so try not to do that. By the way, if you've ever played through Looney Quest, this kind of reminds me of that a little bit, because you're drawing pots and then seeing how well you did compared to the game board. And if you would sit at a real table, you would look from your own orientation. So I would look at the dungeon like this, and somebody else would look at the dungeon like that, and somebody else like that. So I think that's fun, but this is not actually related to Looney Quest, and it's not from the same publisher. This is actually from Matago in Europe and USopoly in the US. I'm hoping to cover some more USopoly games at some point. One of my friends owns Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, but I haven't seen her since quarantine started. But yeah, I'm hoping to definitely cover some more games by them, because they have some really nice ones, especially in the Harry Potter and Marvel franchises, which are 2 franchises I'm a big fan of. But today let's focus on this one. So these are abilities. Some of them are only once per round and some of them are permanent. This one lets you start with 2 loot cards at the beginning of the game, so you get some immediate bonuses. This one says once per level you can draw an X, and if you, before actually looking what's in the dungeon, and then if you actually go through that space, you get an additional point. That seems pretty nice. In this case, you can once per round say a mana potion is a health potion or vice versa. And this one lets you skip over a monster. So you can draw a pet that goes through a monster, but then if you mess something up, you can be like, oh no, I don't actually have enough health or mana to fight this guy. I'm gonna pretend he doesn't exist and sneak around him. So feel free to pick one of these of your liking, regardless of which ones I pick. Which one do I want? I like the pirate girl. I'm gonna go for the pirate girl, you guys. I hope you also selected your character. If you did, please write down your maximum number of health and your maximum number of mana somewhere. And you can both lose that and regain that during the game, so you're gonna need to mark that quite a bit. I'm gonna put tokens on mine. And then, of course, also remember your ability. Lycan is going to go for Kate, so I'm going to draw 2 loot cards for you. I was going to do that regardless in case anybody wanted Kate. So these are your 2 loot cards. This one says you can exit the dungeon at any point. So normally you would only be able to exit the dungeon at an actual exit. So you'd have to go out of a wall and be like, I'm exiting here or here. But you can just end in the middle of the dungeon and then teleport your way out. And this one says it needs to be used in the next level, so you're going to have to use this in level 1. And it says in level 1, each blue Reaper you defeat will be 1 extra point for you. Make sure to mark those down in case you did pick Kate, and I hope you made your choice before I revealed this, because if you're watching me do this now and now like, oh well, now Kate is shiny, let me take Kate now. That's cheating, guys. Don't be a cheater. So yeah, you have your magic teleport then, and your Reaper is 1 additional point this level. I'm gonna put those to the side. Let me know if you need to see them again. I'm going to assume you've had that written down by now. And I'm gonna put my tokens on here because I find that easier to keep track of that way. So I get 4 health. By the way, most roll and rides come in like teeny tiny boxes. This one has a pretty big box, like King of Tokyo or the square Takanoko one if you have that edition and not the rectangle one. So slightly smaller than the basic square boxes of Ticket to Ride and stuff like that. Yeah, the insta exit is permanent, by the way, Lycan, and your +1 for the Reaper, not both blue ones, only the Reaper blue one, is only for level 1. And I know, right? I told you could play along if you wanted, but this one is definitely a little bit more effort to play along digitally than it is in real life. So if people just want to sit and watch and treat it as a playthrough, that works as well. We're going to do a lot of playthroughs this week instead of play-alongs, because I've started to run out of roll and rides. And also, I would like to teach you guys some other games. Alright, so now what's going to happen is I'm going to take the roof of the dungeon and I'm going to roll all of the dice in there. And I have teeny tiny hands, so that's going to be a challenge. If we're gonna do that, I'm just gonna rumble them up like this because I can't actually properly roll them. My hands are too tiny. And then we toss everything in here. That's not actually what the dungeon is going to be. It's going to be the other side. So then we actually put this on the roof of the dungeon. We'll flip it over. And then once everybody's ready, I'll lift up the roof and you will start playing. And in real life, we're gonna use a timer. It's only supposed to be between 30 and 60 seconds depending on what level you're playing, what difficulty you would like to play. My timer is actually 90 minutes because I'm also maybe answering questions in between so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on the chat. And also, there's not actually a timer included with this game, and my mobile timer is on the same phone that I'm using to stream for you guys, so that's not gonna work. So we're gonna use this timer instead, which gives you a little bit more time than you would normally have when playing in real life, because this one is 90 seconds. And I know, right? And they're really big and they feel really nice. I love these dice. So anyway, I'm going to be lifting the roof once I have my pencil ready. And then from your own orientation, so this would be this side where you enter right now. Don't go turning it and flipping it upside down. Then you can start drawing a pet. Uh-oh, there's a cat. Hi, Layton. Layton, there's a sand timer. That's not food. This is going to go horribly wrong. Please exit. Be like the hero. Exit the dungeon. I love you, baby, but you can come say hi later. Don't say hi now. There we go. One catastrophe avoided, as Dean would say. Okay, so I'm gonna lift this and then you're gonna all draw a pet once I flip the timer. And your pet can start on any outside wall, so maybe enter here or enter here, but actually enter on the outside. Draw a pet however you would like. You don't have to use all of the squares. And then exit through a wall. Make sure you put an arrow at the end so you know which one was your starting point and which one was your ending point. And if you got the loot that Lycan had, he can exit at any point. He doesn't actually have to exit through a wall. He can end in the middle of the sheet. You can only enter through each square once. So you can't be like, oh, I'm going to go loop back like this. So no, not allowed, guys. Only use each square once. Or 0 times if you want. And then at the end of the round, each monster you will have defeated will be 1 point. And you can pick 1 quest per round. It will give you bonus points. So you can say all the red monsters I defeated are points, all the blue monsters, all the tiny monsters, or all the big monsters. And over the 4 rounds, you will pick a different quest for each round. The small monsters take up 1 health or 1 mana. The big ones take up 2 health or 2 mana. I will draw that here to help you guys remember. And if you walk through a red potion, you regain a red token. And if you walk through a blue potion, you regain a blue token, but only up to your maximum, of course. So that's all the rules. Let's reveal this and let's start. Pum pum pum. Anticipation. Oh, I'm so bad with games with a timer. Alright, let's go. What am I doing? Okay, I currently have all the things, so right now I can pretty much go anywhere. But remember, it doesn't restack in between rounds, so you don't actually replenish your health in between rounds. So I think that's tricky. Let's see, I want to enter here. I'm going to be super greedy at the beginning and get like 1 billion things. And then regret the hell out of that later. Let's see. I can do that, right? Yes, I can. Alright. There we go. I'm done. I'll wait for the timer to run out. We're only about halfway. Like I said, this is a way longer timer than you would normally have, so we're probably gonna have a super easy time actually doing this within the timer. But that's alright. In real life there would be a little bit more time pressure, but I think if you're playing along digitally, it might be a little bit more effort to draw these squares, so I thought the additional time would be helpful. I know not all of the people playing live actually have a printer, so I did want to accommodate you guys. Plus, it's our first time playing, so we can make it a little easier on ourselves, don't you think? The timer is slowly running out. I think we got like 10 seconds, maybe less. Let's see. And time, guys. No, not really. Time. Yes, time. Okay. So everybody should stop drawing when I set time. And then this guy can be used to check. So if you were sitting at that side of the table, you would start here. But this is the exact same layout as this. You don't rotate it. So that means I enter here. I have 1 red token. I can defeat this monster. I have 1 red token. I can defeat this monster. I have, let's see, 1 blue token. And then another blue token. Oh, that's not blue anymore. And then, oh, I went up. And then another red token. And then I regain 1, 2, 3 red tokens. 1, 2, 3. And then I regain 1, 2 blue tokens. I still have those. Then I go battle a big blue monster, a Reaper, so that will cost me 2 tokens. And then I regain 1 more blue token. And then I exit safely. So that would be my route. No, you cannot overcharge. If you're like, it's like hit points in a real RPG. If you're full, you're full. There's 1 loot card that I think will let you level up +1 or something. So then you count all of your tokens on here. And make sure you did everything legally. So which is why this guy helps in real life, that you actually go over the pot. So you don't actually go over the same square twice. And you can also check here, of course. But you can see I only used each square once. I didn't double back and reused any squares. So this is a legal pot. Which means I get points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I write those here. And then here you would write any points your cards would get you. Oh, guys, I forgot my ability. That's stupid. That's what you get for explaining stuff to you guys. I was supposed to mark an X somewhere on my map at some point. And then if I actually went through that square, I would have gotten 1 bonus point. Oh well. Also, the game recommends that at the end of the level you check how many points you have left. In case the book literally says so, in case a cat jumps on the table and shuffles the entire game. It's like the publishers know me, you guys. They expect the cat to come mess it up at some point. Alright, so that's that. And then I get to pick one of these quests. And this is for each monster I've defeated, so that's not actually those tokens. Oh, I did that. I grabbed 2 tokens for the blue one. I think I should only grab 1 because it's 1 blue monster. So this is actually 6, not 7. So it doesn't really matter what I scored too much, I think. Oh, I want the little ones. I defeated 5 little ones this round and only 1 big one. So let's go for this quest. So I get 5 bonus points. And for the rest of the game, I can't get these bonus points anymore. So I'm going to have to focus on either one of the little guys or spend more tokens on the bigger guys. So that will be 1 round of the game. And as you can see, if I don't ramble as much, this is a pretty quick game. Like most of the games I stream, I tend to not to play stuff that takes you guys hours to watch, but some of the solo playthroughs might be longer, but especially the play-alongs, we try to keep them between 20 and 60 minutes so that people don't burn out when playing along. Okay, so that would be level 1. We take all of these out again. And now, starting from round 2, we are going to swap out 1 regular die for a labyrinth die. The black pieces would be a wall, and you obviously cannot move through a wall. You can have 1 wall or 2 walls like this, or 2 walls like that, or no walls at all. It's also possible to get a banana peel. It's like we're in Mario. And no, hit points and mana points do not reset, so that's why you wrote down the number in case a cat messes up all your tokens. So this is a banana peel. Banana peels are bad, guys. Banana peels are -1 point because you slipped and that looks stupid. It's not very heroic. And then it's also possible to find a purse, which is +1 point. Yes, so one of these is going to be somewhere in the dungeon and whatever side it lands up on. So +1, -1, so you want to hit this, you want to avoid this, and don't accidentally move through a wall. Okay, so that would be it for that one. I'm going to mix that up in here. And now everybody still gets loot before we start the next round. So in a solo mode, you grab 2 loot cards and you pick 1 to keep. In a multiplayer game, you would pick the amount of cards equal to the amount of players. So you can actually play this up to 6 people. So you can play, if you were with 6 people, you grabbed 6 cards and everybody that managed to finish the level within the time limit would get their choice of the loot cards, and whomever finished first would get first pick. This is the opposite one of the one Lycan got the other round. It says you can start in a random square, so you don't have to start at the end. And this one just says 1 point, and it's at the end of the game because it doesn't have the symbol that says once per level. So it would be permanent, so it would just be a permanent, I have 1 point. This one is obviously more interesting than just 1 point. But this feels like it makes my life more complicated. So I think I just like the easy paths of going out somewhere along the edge and going in somewhere along the edge. So I think I'm not going to take this, even though it's really powerful, because I'm multitasking when I'm streaming and watching you guys and chatting with you guys. So I think for my case, it's better to just grab this one. But you can, of course, grab a different one. Make sure to write down what ability you picked. I'm going to keep mine in front of me. And now I'm not going to forget this ability. And before we look at the level 2 dungeon, I have to put an X somewhere. And we have no idea what's ever going to happen. And obviously this ability would combine really nicely with this. So I'm not saying this is a smart call. I'm just saying this is the easy call if I'm multitasking, you guys. So there we go, an X. And then we're going to roll stuff again. Hello, roof of the dungeon. Yeah, Lycan can now enter anywhere and exit anywhere. Make sure you don't accidentally use something twice. I've seen people try to do that, and like the rulebook has an example like that where you go like, oh, I'm going here, and then I'm going back here, and then back like this. No. Bad. Don't do that. And fair enough. Lycan says strength and simplicity would be a valid strategy in a real-life RPG. Fair enough. Alright, so we're flipping this back over. Remember guys, we had the labyrinth die that probably has 1 or 2 walls or nothing. It can also have a -1 or a +1 and it will be black. So why is this crooked? So it will be easy to recognize. All right, let's go. Well, we're gonna avoid that. And this is a potion, which is nice because I want to go through that with my abilities. My red one is currently full, so it's not good to start there. I'm gonna start here then. I'm gonna start like this and go here. Let's see, that's -1 +1. I'm gonna get this one. -2 blue. I'm gonna need some more blue then. That's +1 blue. And then I'm gonna go more red. Refill the red. Decrease the red. Get a blue. Get more red. How much blue do I have left? Let's see, -2, so that puts me at 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm back to 3 blue. Then I can fight a little more. -1, +1, -2, +1, and same with the red. Let me check that I'm at 4. -1, +1, -1, +1, -3. I'm gonna skip on out on that last red blob then. I think I would prefer to go like this, because if I do get this one, I'm done by the way. Because if I, oh, and I'm just barely in time. Let's see, 3, 2, 1, time. But yeah, if I had taken this monster, I think I would be at 0 red health at the end of the round, and I don't think I like that because they don't replenish in between rounds. So I think this would be better. And we're gonna take our little marker and we're gonna run through again. So we're gonna enter here now. There we go. That is 1 token. And I get a +1. And then we go -2 blue ones, and one of them goes on here to mark that I beat a monster. And then I'm gonna go here, which replenishes a blue one and gets me a bonus point. Then I'm getting a red monster. I'm replenishing the red one right away. I'm doing another red monster, replenishing a blue one, taking down 2 red ones for a bigger red monster, and then a blue one again, and then replenishing a blue one, and then defeating another blue one, and defeating another blue one, replenishing a blue one, and exit. So that's quite a bit of points, but I am quite low for my next round, so I hope we get a lot of potions next round, because if we only get a whole bunch of monsters, I might be in trouble. But hey, no guts, no glory, right? I defeated so many monsters, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? No, 3, 6, yes, 8. 4 of each. So I get 8 points for that. I get 1 point for going through the X with the card. This one you just mark at the end of the game. And remember, like, not to accidentally use your 1 level bonus thing for multiple levels. Hello new viewers, welcome. We're playing Dungeon Academy right now, which is a roll and write from USAPOLY. And at the end of the round I only have 1 health left and 2 mana. And remember, you can go down to 0, you can't go below 0. If you accidentally try to go below 0, you will lose that level entirely. And now I get to pick 1 more quest. Doesn't seem to matter all that much yet. I defeated 2 bigger monsters. I'm hoping right now that here I can replenish, and then here I can do a lot of really big monsters. So I'm definitely going to save this quest for later. And this one doesn't matter because it's 4 red ones or 4 blue ones. I think I'm going to do the red ones now because I have a little bit more blue for the next round. So hopefully I can do the blue one the next round. But of course it all depends on the die rolls as well. And then we're doing loot again. So in the solo mode you get 2 loot cards to look at and 1 that you get to pick. Now you can see, like a real life dungeon crawler in an RPG, loot is not always great, you guys. This one says that these are actually swapped around for the next round. So if you would pick up red, you actually pick up blue and vice versa when restoring stuff. So that can be very confusing. One of the other reasons that game reminds me a little of Looney Quest, because it also has some of those hindrances. It even has a banana peel. but they're implemented differently. This is definitely still a unique game. It's not very similar in gameplay, just the feel of it reminds me of one another a little. So this one nobody wants, basically, so let's throw that out. Then you do want this one that says once per turn you can defeat a tiny blue blob monster. Or I think this is actually called a blob. What was this called? I think it was a little ghost or something. Or a ghoul or something. Anyway, if you defeat that one, you don't, once per turn, you do not actually have to toss out a blue token for that. So you can defeat it for 0 mana. Only once per round. But it's a nice one. Let's keep that one. Oh, you guys can still see it. That works then. All right, and then we're gonna slowly move on to round 3. I'm gonna have to put an X somewhere again. I really don't care, you guys. Let's put it in a corner. I just want to try something different every time. I'll put it in this corner. And it's only 1 point, so if it's really horrible, I can always ignore it, I suppose. And we're taking out all the dice again. And we're putting the roof back. And for those just jumping in, no, you do not refill your health and mana in between rounds. By the way, the exception to that is if you would die. So if you do manage to go into a dungeon and go below 0, either by accident or maybe even on purpose, but then you don't gain any points for that level, so that'd be bad. But then what does happen is everything restores itself. So you're allowed to try that as a strategy. I'm not sure if it would work really well, but if that's what you want to do, I'm not stopping you. So these are walls, guys. Remember, you cannot move through that. And you also can move to the same space twice. So if you actually want to use this space, it's going to have to be your entrance or your exit point. Oh, wait, it actually goes to the other side. Never mind. So this is not actually the side you'll be looking at. But at least you'll know how it works if it does come up at some point. All right. Ready, you guys? Let's go. Well, it's still a wall. I was somewhat right. Let's restore some stuff. I'm gonna start here with my potions, I think. I'm gonna go like this up here. Get more potion. I'm back at 4 health. This puts me at 0 blue, but this gets me back a blue one. And I'm back at full red, so I can totally defeat this red one. But then I have to... Oh, I'm in trouble. This was a bad plan. Because then I do have 1 blue. But I'm gonna have to battle a monster and be at 0 blue. No, I can't do this. I'm gonna die if I do this. Hello, eraser. Let's not do that. Oh, my time is slowly dwindling away. Let's run this way. I'll just go here and get some potions first. Potion. Does this work? That gets me at 4 minus 2. I think this works. I hope it works for the red ones. Exit. Okay. There we go. Let's see if this works. I'm not sure it was valid. And time, by the way, guys. Alright. So let's see. I'm gonna enter here with a red potion. And replenish 1 health. Replenishing another health. Battling 1 tiny red blob. Replenishing a health. Replenishing a health. Replenishing a mana. Replenishing a mana. And then I move down, so I lose 2 mana, but I battle some guy. I replenish a health, which doesn't actually do anything because I'm full, but it's okay. I take down 2 more blue tokens to get this guy. Then I replenish 1. I take down 2 red. And then this one I don't actually have to spend my blue for, because once per turn I can defeat a tiny blue one without something. I still have to put down a token, of course, so I can track that. And then I move this one out. So I'm basically at pretty much the same crappy stats at the end of this round as I was the previous round, but swapped. I did get 3 blue monsters though, so that's nice. So I get 3 bonus points for that. I get 1 bonus point for moving through here, and I get 5 bonus points for the monsters altogether. And I'm at 2 and 1. So that's round 3. Let's look at some new loot. So for the next level, so that would be level 4, I would either get 1 point for each blue blob or 1 for each red one. I don't have a lot of blue, but at least I can get 1 blue one for free, so I think in my case it would be better to keep this one. It's funny that both of the same ones come up at the same time. Makes it easy to explain. And this would be a once per round ability, so I still have this one, and this is a next round only ability. And this is for the end of the game, so I'm gonna put my 1 for this one down here, so that I can see, so I can remember I have that and I don't have to keep that in front of me any longer. And now, because it is the final round, you guessed it, we get a boss. Well, we potentially get a boss. We get a boss die at least. We can have the red boss, a troll, a blue boss, which I think is like a skeleton type creature. We can get a black boss, which is a dragon. Dragons are bad, you guys. Dragons are really difficult. So, and these will take a whole bunch of stuff to defeat. The blue one takes 3 blue. So a boss actually always takes 3. Let me mark those down. 1, 2, 3 for a boss. Yes? Blue takes 3, red takes 3, and the dragon takes 3 of each. So 3 blue and 3 red. And they all gain you 3 victory points. Which makes me wonder if I was supposed to count the big bosses as 2 points or if that's only for the really big ones. I think they were all just 1 point and the blue ones were just... Yeah, I think the blue ones are just 2 mana, not actually 2 points. I think you just get 1 glory. Yeah, you just get 1 glory for each monster you fought. So the bosses are an exception to that. The bosses give you 3 glory, aka points. Then we have this one. This is a trapdoor. You cannot move through this, so basically ignore this space. You cannot enter it ever. This is a key. The key would mean you have to go through the key, otherwise you cannot exit, not even with Lycan's teleporting ability. So you need, if you roll the key, you need the key, otherwise you lose the level. And then we get some treasure, and treasure is obviously just more points, aka glory. That would be 2 points. So the bosses are 3, but they take a whole bunch of stuff. This is just 2, which doesn't take anything, so that'd be nice. Ignore, must have. Yes? Clear on that? Take out 1 basic die again. Oh, I still have to put an X somewhere. I have to do that before I roll. Hold on. Let's try this. This sheet of paper is really thin. This tablecloth is kind of thick, so I keep pushing my pencil through the paper by accident and making holes. It's not helpful. Oh. Well, we know it's not going to be a red boss. It's also not going to be a purse. Well, that's unfortunate. By the way, how cute is this little 3D dungeon? Alright. Ready? Let's go. Ah! Stupid timer, don't fall over. Let's go then. Ah, it's walls and a trapdoor. Okay, so basically this area is blocked. Ignore this part. I'm glad I didn't put my X there this round. Time to get some stuff. I needed big monsters for my quest. None of these are big monsters, so basically my quest is going to be worthless. And now I'm just going to try and get a whole bunch of monsters. Good to know. So we're going to go here, here. This one is free and I have 1 of these, so I have 2 blue that works up till here. And I can get another red. Oh, no, I can't. Then I have to go through another blue to exit this. Okay, new route. This one doesn't work. New route. Let's start here then. Like this. Do we have enough time? Sort of, barely. I can do 2 ones like this. I think I'm gonna have to do it like this. Oh man, that means I skipped this one. I don't want to skip that one. Okay, I did that. It's not time yet. It's almost is. I'm just erasing stuff so you guys can see it better, but yes, time. Okay, let me make my pet a little bit more clear if you're watching along. But you can see it's the same pet I already have. I'm not making any new stuff up. Okay. Trying this then. Enter here, that's a red token. That works. And then I enter here, which is a blue one for free, because I can do that once per round. And then it's a red one, which is this one, which I can do. And then I replenish a blue, I replenish a red. Nope, I lost. I thought I replenished one more red before this. Now I get 2 red monsters, so one of them goes down 1, and then one goes down to 0. I messed it up, guys. I get nothing for this level. And I would replenish all my health and all my mana, but it's useless because we're not getting another point. Ouch, that hurts, you guys, because all the cute little blue ones would be 1 bonus point. Sad. Poor me. I should have gone there first. I should have gone like this and then down. These blue ones were really annoying because I only had 1 blue and they kind of blocked me in reaching the red ones that I needed. Oh well. No points for me. I hope you guys fared better, because I certainly did do pretty horrible. I also get no bonus points for the quest, so I just get absolutely nothing. Aw, I also get no loot, but I will show... Oh no, we don't get a treasure face in the last round, so you don't get loot now. What you would, however, get is still, in a multiplayer game, is you still get the numbers for the turn order in case you need that for a tiebreaker. So sad. Okay. Tallying up points. Let's see, 6 plus 10, 16, 21. Obviously this one can be written somewhere else, so 22, 26, 29, 34, if I counted that right. I think I did. 11, 12, 13, 21, 22, 26, 29. Yes, I did. This is +1 for each blue one in this round. That's why it only applies to 1 level and not all of the levels. But with this die roll, that would have potentially scored you quite a few victory points, yes. So that's pretty nice. Alright, so at least I didn't do horrible. There are 6 rankings. And I would consider 21 or more, which is local hero, to be a winning score in the solo mode. Anything below that is either an esquire or an apprentice, which I feel like, well, you're not really a hero yet, so it doesn't count. But 21 or more would be local hero, and 31 to 40 would be world-class hero, so woohoo, look at me. And then if I had completed this level, I probably would have bumped up to living legend. And if you get 51 or more, you become a demigod. So that's Dungeon Academy for you guys. I hope you liked it. I thought this was pretty fun. I am so totally going to play this again really soon and then not mess up a level. And I also kind of want to try out all the characters and see all the loot. So I feel like this one has an addictive quality. It plays really quickly. I think it's really fun. I hope you guys found it enjoyable as well. I hope to see you guys again later this week. My schedule is not very stable this week because we're expecting a heat wave, which tends to trigger my migraines quite easily. I have chronic health issues, for those of you that didn't know that. So I still plan to stream, but it might be at very random hours, which is also why I'm doing mostly playthroughs this week instead of play along, so you guys can just jump in and watch if you see me live or watch a replay. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I see Bjorn managed to survive, but he still has to count points. Luckily, the replay will be up for 2 more weeks, so you can look at that if needed. Lycan is at 38. And yeah, I know sometimes my playthroughs are a little quick for people playing along live. Always feel free to ask me to slow down. And if not, feel free to check the replay or just take a screenshot or whatever works for you. But thank you both for being here. and everybody that hasn't been chatting but still has been watching. I appreciate all of you as well. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Feel free to click follow if you would like a notification of when I go live. The past few weeks we've had very stable streaming times with one time for each week. We did 7:30 and then we did a week of streams at 10. But this week it's going to be very random, so feel free to let me know that. And if you did play along, feel free to send me your sheet or upload it on your social media and tag me as Nona Knows Games on Facebook or Instagram. The cats are back, I see, so I'm gonna get this game cleared up before they destroy it completely. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you again